All right, so going through on this coming week, um, there's like quite a few like good games that I'm interested in. I have quite a few bets, but I kind of wanted to run through the games that I'm just like interested, but probably not making bets or like just interested in general in it. And looking at this slate, obviously I'm going to be watching Cincinnati at Indiana. I'm also probably going to be flipping back and forth to Nebraska versus Oklahoma, just to see how bad Oklahoma lays the beat down on Nebraska, because that's going to be funny.
It's
Um,
gonna be a slaughter.
West Virginia at West, or it's Virginia Tech at West Virginia. Like the two most redneck fan bases in college football are playing each other, and that just sounds like a shit show. And honestly, it sounds awesome.
And the interesting thing is Virginia Tech's ranked what 15th, and they're 2.5
Yeah.
point underdogs against
Yeah,
an
that's
unranked
true.
West Virginia. I thought that was kind of curious.
Ooh, I actually might have to get in on that.
I mean, join the
I
club.
didn't even see that. All right, so we've got Coastal Carolina or at Buffalo. That's
Yeah,
going to be an interesting game because I think the Buffalo is looking really good. Um, Michigan State at Miami is an interesting one. It's a weird matchup.
you love the weird matchups. I want to
Uh,
highlight. I want to highlight the actual good matchups where we're going to see good football being played. We got the first SEC on CBS of the year this weekend. We got number one Alabama going to the
yeah,
swamp, taking on number 11 Florida, and Alabama are 15.5 point favorites on the road at Florida.
It was a shootout last year.
Yeah, I
Maybe Ole
actually,
Miss is going to be.
yeah, we know Cody. You like these random games. I'm just fucking
Oklahoma
with you.
State at Boise State.
I do,
Game two.
I do have that one written down as one of my games of the week. That's one of the late games. I'm definitely gonna try to tune in and watch that one.
That
That's a good
that
uniform
and
matchup.
Arizona State at BYU.
I have that one
That's
down
a
as well.
10-15 game. That's going to be a real good matchup.
I have a couple
Honestly.
more. Virginia at North Carolina. That's going to be a shootout. Um,
Yep.
and then Purdue at Notre Dame. The return of the rivalry after it was off for a couple of years. This one's extra personal to my heart, obviously. They do play for a trophy. I can't pronounce the name of the trophy, so I'm not going to say it now. But that game is on NBC this weekend, and Notre Dame is just a 7.5 point favorite, which I found extremely low. I figured they'd be more
Uh,
10 to 12 point
Man,
favorites over Purdue.
those are two bets that now I'm considering getting in on.
All right, so we've highlighted all the games that we want to watch. Let's start going through our bets one by one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total. I don't know
I have
about you.
11.
You have 11. Good
Well, I have
lord.
9.
Okay. All right.
If I could go
All right.
down the set,
Okay.
I don't.
I mean, I'll do two, and then
Okay.
you guys can kind of like go through it.
All
All
right.
right, so I have Central Florida -7 against Louisville.
Okay.
I think Central Florida is a better team than Louisville.
I think Louisville is
They-
terrible, so I like that.
Louisville didn't give me a lot to like really be happy or excited about against Ole Miss. They looked bad against a team that didn't have their head coach there. And maybe it was just the fact that they were in Atlanta, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be great.
I don't think
So
Louisville's very
UCF
good.
goes in there, and I think they win.
Yeah.
And then my next one, I have Buffalo +14 versus Coastal Carolina. This is nothing to do with me thinking Coastal Carolina is bad. I just like have this good feeling about Buffalo, that I think that they can play up to that level of competition and cover that.
Yeah, I think I did not end up betting on that game, but I did consider betting on Coastal Carolina minus the points, just because when I was doing my research, they talked about this game, and Coastal Carolina is like the sixth or seventh run heaviest team in all of FBS, and Buffalo has just been run straight through in their first 3 games so far. So I don't know.
I
Just
mean,
throwing
that's
that
a
out there.
very fair point. I just think Buffalo's offense is good enough to like keep up.
That's fair enough. I'm just laying all the information out there.
Kansas scored 22 points, and I think Buffalo is hands down better than Kansas. So,
I mean, I don't know. They're probably on a similar level. We can't go too far with the Kansas. All right, fair enough. I guess I can't argue with that too much. All right, Spencer, you want to go?
And you don't spend your time watching these MAC games. I watch these MAC games.
I just watched the PG games.
Buffalo's a pretty good team, despite the fact that they lost their coach to Kansas late in the off season.
Yeah,
relatively.
The first one I had was Cincy -4.
Okay.
Indiana. I don't think Indiana's gonna, unless Penix really starts turning up the season here. I'm not too confident in that team.
That was actually one of the bets I had as well. I had it at Cincinnati -3.5. That's where I found it at. But honestly, I'm good with Cincinnati anywhere up to like a touchdown. Honestly, I think they're gonna win this game fairly comfortable in the end.
I'm not getting in on that, but I do feel similarly.
Yeah, Indiana. That's one of my biggest disappointments so far this season has been Indiana. Even though I hate Indiana because I'm a Purdue fan, I still was expecting a lot more out of them this year after last year.
It's still a good story you like to see.
Yeah. All right. I'll go ahead and go with one. I have Oklahoma -22.5 home against Nebraska. I think that's easy. I think Oklahoma absolutely wipes the floor with Nebraska, so I'll take the -22.5.
I wonder what the over/under is on that game. I bet, honestly, I think that Oklahoma could probably score the over by us.
Score 60 points. I'll look it up if somebody wants to do.
So I'll go next. So this one's going to be fun. I have Army -34 versus UConn.
I thought about jumping on the against UConn train again this week.
This is a risky bet, but I'm hedging it a little bit by also doing the under on UConn versus Army, with the under being under 47.5.
Yeah, I think they're starting to catch up on this UConn thing because the UConn under against they played Holy Cross week 2, which was a random game, which they still lost to Holy Cross. But any FBS opponent that they played Fresno State in week 1, lost 45-0. They played Purdue last week, lost 49-0. Unders hit both weeks, so I think they're starting to adjust because that is a super low total at 47.
I'm pretty sure there is a prop bet out there somewhere for which team UConn will score their first touchdown against this year.
Technically, they scored a touchdown. They scored 28 points against Holy Cross. They lost 38-28.
I guess it's which FBS team.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be funny if their first touchdown was against Clemson, who they play later this season?
That'd be perfect. That's the ideal situation. Really I did check the over/under on the Nebraska-Oklahoma game. It's 61.5.
I feel like Oklahoma could get there on
63-3, something like that.
Sorry, Nebraska. I just don't have any confidence.
Why would you?
All right, Spence. What's your next one?
I did Penn State -6 against Auburn. If it wasn't at Penn State and a whiteout game, I probably wouldn't have gone that. But I've seen what Penn State can do at whiteout games, so I'm all in on Penn State.
I like it.
I think Penn State's going to be really good this year, so I like that.
Yeah, I like that pick.
All right, you want to go with another one since I only have 6 left now? Since Cody, you want to go with another one?
I did a lot of Big Ten teams on here just because I don't know. That's just
You're
the
Big
teams
Ten
I know. Yeah, I did Michigan State +6.5 against Miami, Florida.
I like that.
I think they're decent this year. I don't think Miami, Florida's as good as people probably think they are. So I think Michigan State's got a good shot at winning that game.
They probably should have lost to Appalachian State. Appalachian State's really good, but they got rolled by Alabama. There's the cat. We didn't talk about the cat. We didn't talk about the cat.
Oh no! In the week 2 recap.
It's all right. We'll put it.
We gotta go
We can talk
back.
about it here. No, it's all right. We can put it. We can talk about it here. The cat that fell.
For those of you that don't know, there was a video of a cat that somehow got into the stadium and was hanging on by a ledge at the top of the stadium, and they caught it with like flags or some shit.
It was an American flag. They caught it with an American flag.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I like that bet.
Stories.
Yeah.
But that's a great bet, Spence. Great bet.
All right.
All right. So my next one, I have Nevada money line wins against Kansas State. I just think they win.
Okay. Interesting.
They're a better team than Kansas State. Kansas State.
Oh, you're taking the Kansas State money line.
No, I'm taking Nevada.
Oh, okay.
To win.
Gotcha.
Against
Fully
Kansas
understand.
State. Not a risk bet, but like.
I can't comment on either team.
I think that game's actually pretty equal. I think I looked at it and it was like -2 Kansas State, and I just don't love that few points, that margin of error on my bets. So give me Nevada on the money line.
Fair enough. My second bet of the week is going to be Arizona State -3.5 at BYU. I just think Arizona State's a way better team. I think BYU played a perfect game against Utah, but I just don't think they're as good as Arizona State.
What were the points of that?
Arizona State's -3.5 on the road at BYU.
So I had the spread on that being 4.5.
I found it on FanDuel at -3.5.
I also got mine on FanDuel.
Did you get it today? Because I got them yesterday, and it might have been bet up already because it was such a good game.
I got it today.
So I will take 4.5 as well. I'm taking 4.5 as well.
This is one of my bets that I have. I'm fighting you. I think BYU plus 4.5 against Arizona State.
Okay, fair enough. You're gonna lose. You're wrong, but at least you tried.
I have faith in my good Mormons of the Utah State.
Fair enough. I have faith in Herm Edwards.
I don't. I still don't.
Why do you hate Herm Edwards so much?
I just thought it was a stupid hire.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
who's going next?
Spencer. Spencer's going next.
Iowa -23. Just because Kent State at home. I mean, Iowa should handle business. I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't hit, but I'll go with them for now.
I think the over in that game is an interesting play because I think Kent State can put up a point, and I think Kent State's defense is so bad that Iowa can actually put up some points as well.
I agree. Yeah. Okay.
You want to go next, Cody?
Yeah, I'll go next. I have South Carolina plus 31.5 versus Georgia.
Okay. Bold.
I think that I don't think Georgia's offense is that great. Slash, if they are good, they're not trying to show it until they play someone that is good. So I don't think they're going to break out the real playbook until they play somebody.
They played Clemson 2 weeks ago.
So it even proves my point. I don't think that Georgia's offense is that good.
Okay.
And I think that South Carolina, if you give them 31.5 points, I feel like that's a pretty easy bet to make. Georgia rarely scores more than 20 points in a game.
I feel like South Carolina, they've looked good so far this year, haven't they? Looked better than what they have been.
I mean, their quarterback literally is a graduate assistant.
That's right. That's what I heard.
They're pretty bad. But
I think they've won both their games.
If you give anyone 31 points against Georgia, you have a pretty good chance of hitting.
Fair enough. All right. My next bet is going to be Ohio State -24.5 at home to Tulsa. I think this is an angry Ohio State team that is just going to come in and take care of Tulsa.
Yeah. if they wouldn't have won this, or if they wouldn't have lost against Oregon, I would have taken Tulsa plus the points. But
This is a classic. This is a classic bounce back from a bad loss and just take out all your anger and frustration on a poor little team from Oklahoma.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, I have
And
3
they
left.
deserve it. Tulsa sucks.
Yeah, Cody hates Tulsa. It's an ongoing theme. All right, well, who's going next? I got 3 left.
Spencer, you gonna go?
Yeah, I can go. So this one's gonna make Dan happy. I got Purdue at 7.5.
All right, I like it.
I feel like they can make a good game with Notre Dame. I think it's gonna be a close one.
I'm still
touchdown field goal game.
Yeah. They have. I think they play Notre Dame close every time we play them, but I'm trying not to talk myself into believing that we can actually win this game just for my own mental health.
Money line on Purdue.
Saturday rolls along and the money line's up to like 250 or something. I'm gonna throw some money down on that. I can't help myself.
If it got down that low, I probably would have to jump on it.
Yeah, it's probably what, like plus 190, plus 180, something like that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't do it.
My next one is UAB minus 12 versus North Texas.
Okay. I don't have any comment.
I think UAB.
I thought UAB was going to put up more of a fight against Georgia, but I was wrong.
Well, the transitive property definitely shows that Georgia is better than Florida State.
Yes.
Because, they beat UAB by a lot. UAB beat Jacksonville State by a lot, and then Florida lost to Jacksonville State. So
we didn't talk about
maybe
that.
Maybe they should schedule them in the bowl game. Just like
maybe.
Let Georgia run up 100 points.
Maybe. I think it's the only time Georgia has scored over 50 points like this century. Just kidding. Don't fact check me.
For real.
All right, I'll go again. I'll go next. I already talked about Cincinnati minus 3.5, but I'm taking Utah State plus 8.5 at Air Force. Air Force could very easily win this game. I just can't remember the last time Air Force blew anybody out, so I'll take the 8.5 points for Utah State.
There's some value there. I almost took a bet on Arkansas, but they didn't just roll across my screen, so I chose not to because I think they're going to be a trendy team moving into the Texas A&M game.
Yeah. They're going to be boosted after an upset win.
I have 3 left. How many do you have, Spencer?
4.
All right, Spencer, you go ahead. I have 3 left as well now because I'm going to add one more.
So I've got another risky one that I think could happen. I have Fresno State 11.5 against UCLA.
I like it.
I just think Fresno State's a really good team this year.
They've proven
real underrated.
They've proven to be feisty.
10:45 p.m.
Fresno State. I also have Fresno State plus 11.5.
That game almost kicks off at 11 p.m. That is a late game.
That's a chaser.
Well, it's not that late there.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But we're not there.
I love late games. I missed the Pac-12 being so late, having these 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock starts, because I love watching Washington beat the crap out of Washington State at 2:30 in the morning as I'm getting kicked out of a bar.
It's great. It feels like life's back to normal again, doesn't it?
It does. The world is healing.
All right, I have 2 over-unders and then one more spread. My first over-under is I'm taking the over 65.5 in the Virginia-North Carolina game. Virginia's quarterback has played really well so far. Virginia's offense itself has been pretty surprising, and obviously we know North Carolina to have a great offense. I think over 65.5 is a pretty easy bet.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. So I'll go. I have 2 left now. I have Boise State minus 3.5 versus Oklahoma State.
Fair. I think they're a better team than Oklahoma State, so I like it. What about you, Spencer?
Go
I
ahead and rattle off.
So all the rest of mine are over unders. I have OSU versus Tulsa over 61, just because what you said earlier. I think OSU's going to come out of this game angry, and their defense hasn't shown they could stop anyone. So Tulsa might also score a couple points in there.
If Tulsa gets like 20 points and Ohio State puts up like 49, something like that, somewhere in the 40s.
I think it's possible.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Give us one more, Spence.
Florida, Bama over 59.5.
I have that one as well. I think that's a lock as well.
Unless either defense is really improved over last year, I think it's going to be another shootout.
I completely agree.
Okay.
So that means I have one left.
Go ahead.
All right. I added this at the last second just now. I was debating it before we started, but I'm going to take Arkansas State plus 16.5 points on the road at Washington. Washington has been bad.
I thought about that too.
I like Arkansas State. I think they're an underrated program. What is it? It's Butch Davis. Butch Davis running things over there. Washington probably wins this game, but they don't win it by more than 16 points. So,
wouldn't it be funny if they lost?
If Washington lost, I mean, it wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me.
It's even worse.
No, Cody. Stop.
Hurts 0-3. I like Washington a lot. Like they're probably my favorite team in the Pac-12, despite how I hate how much they just don't play offense. I just think they're a cool team. But yeah, that's a good bet. I would also take that if I hadn't already picked 11 other bets.
Fair enough.
So my final one, in keeping with the hate of Utah, I'm picking San Diego State plus 9 against Utah.
Wow. That's kind of surprising. Like, obviously I know fuck Utah, but in a real betting sense, I don't know if that's. I think Utah bounces back.
I'm gonna keep riding this Utah hate because it's worked out for me.
Fair enough. I don't hate it. Anything that's anti-Utah, I'm cool with.
I think San Diego State's a pretty good team. You got the Fighting Brady Hoax, and I think that there's a chance they go into Utah and get a dub.
Fair enough.
Or dub if you give them 9 points. I don't think they're winning that game.
Okay. All right, you got one left, Spencer?
Yeah, so the last one, I've got Georgia Tech Clemson over 52.
Okay.
From what I know about Georgia Tech, they can never play defense, but their offense is always decent. And I feel like Clemson could probably put up 52 on them themselves, but we'll see how they play.
Clemson needs a game, like a get-right game. They haven't really fully... I feel like they haven't started the season yet, so I like it.
Yeah, I feel like Georgia Tech could be that get-right game.
Yeah.
We can see that.
All right.
Only problem I have with that bet...
Oh, Cody's frozen.
Yeah, I'd agree. But if they put up a couple points, I mean, I think Clemson
can
hit that over.
You took 2 Ds, you're going to have that.
Yeah.